everybody, Sam's Trains here and welcome back to the railway. Apologies that the videos are a little bit few and far between at the moment. It's just that I've got a lot on at the moment, but I will do my best. Anyway, on with today's video. I'm going to be unboxing and hopefully reviewing this loco, which is an SR class M15, and I think they're a King Arthur class, aren't they? Now, in my opinion, this particular loco is probably the best old style loco Hornby ever made, you know, with the XO4 motor in that. In terms of detail and performance, I really do think this is the best one they did. Obviously modern locos are a bit of a different kettle of fish, but certainly for the old ones I think this is the best. And hopefully today I'll show you why I think that, and well, you might even agree with me by the end of it, but we'll see. But yeah, for now, let's get on with the unboxing. As you can see, it's a 460 with the tender 795. It's a good job I've got this box, because otherwise I wouldn't know which tender went with which, because I've got another Southern loco that has an identical tender but a different number. So luckily with this box I can work out which tender goes with this loco. So yeah, let's get her out. The box is a little bit tatty, but as you'll see quite soon, the loco itself is in pretty good nick. So we'll take this sleeve away. There's nothing with it, but there's the loco in a beautiful green livery. And sadly I don't know the name of the livery, but it's like a southern green livery. A lot of the southern locos are this colour. You'll know I've got a 440, which is also very close to this livery. But yeah, it's a gorgeous little loco, especially when it's running, and I know I always say that, but it is certainly true in this case. But yeah, let's get her out, and we won't have much of a look at her down here. I'll get her up onto the white card, and we'll give her a closer look on there, as always. I'm still with the old camera, so yes, waiting for the new one to arrive, but I'll keep you updated in terms of that. Right, now here's the first good point. We don't have plastic wheels on the tender. As you can see, they are metal, and although the flanges are quite large by modern standards, they're small enough not to cause any trouble on the point, so it doesn't rattle and it doesn't, you know, doesn't derail as some of them might. And as you can see, the tender's not in great condition. Well, the white trim's come off a little bit. More on that later, but it's not bad at all. And here's the loco, 460, as said before. It's a cute little loco and it runs brilliantly, and I think it's quite a detailed little loco from Hornby. But yeah, I think we'll put her up onto the card then, and I'll give you a look in as close a detail as this camera will allow at the moment. Alright, be right back. So there she is anyway, sitting against the white paper. Now this is quite an old loco. For those of you who don't know, it's probably like a 70s or 80s thing. And taking that into consideration, I really do think the detail on this loco is extremely good. Obviously it's not on par with modern locos, but I feel that it's really, really close to the sort of detail that we can see on the railroad range, which, as we all know, is not bad, really. But yeah, this is just amazing, the amount of, you know, little bits of detail that you can see. There's plenty of rivets, there's loads of separately painted and separately fitted pipe work and whistles and valves and whatnot. I suppose a very striking feature is this sort of pipe onto the left of the nameplate. Now, I'm no expert on steam locos, so I don't know what it is, but it looks to me like it is painted. Possibly, I could be wrong, but it looks like it's painted. But it's just fantastic that it's there, and it's separately, you know, separately painted in a different colour. It's just not really seen that often with these older locos. And of course there is, I think, let's see, 5 separately fitted brass pieces there, you know, safety valve, whistles, various other parts like that across the roof, which really, I mean, it really doesn't make it more detailed, but it just gives it the impression of being a more realistic locomotive, which is exactly what you want. But even on the smoke deflectors, you've got rivets and all sorts like that. And of course the smoke deflectors are a nice touch. Not many of the old Hornby locos, I suppose, had them, so it's cool to have those. But even on the inside of the smoke deflectors, you know, in front of the smoke box door, you've got rivets everywhere. The front buffer beam has so many rivets, it's untrue, as well as a space for a separately fitted vacuum pipe if you'd like to have it. And even the buffers look quite realistic, and where they're fitted you can see the little rivets as well. Now, unfortunately, with my example and lots of others, the valves you can see there, the green paint where the valves are, is worn. Now they always seem to get worn there. I've had a few of these locos in for service before from other people, and all of them have had some level of wear around those valves. Now mine's not too bad, and it's not great, but some of them have been seriously worn white. So it's obviously where people pick them up, but I've not noticed it on other locos really. So perhaps it's the livery, or perhaps it's the kind of paint used with this loco, I don't know. But you know, elsewhere on the body it looks alright to me. Of course the livery is a gorgeous one. As I said earlier, I don't know the name of the livery specifically, but it does mean that there's these sort of white stripes along the boiler, which I always find gorgeous. You know, with the Flying Scotsman, the A3s and things like that. It's not the same colour, but you've got those white stripes, which helps to make them very unique looking, I suppose. I've already mentioned separately fitted brass pieces on the top, but you've also got the separately fitted nameplates, and well, there's like a sticker, I can't tell what it says on the side of the cab there, but for the first time they're not part of the, you know, the loco, and they're not transfers or anything like that. They actually do look like they're stickers. So it could be that the previous owner of this loco added those on. It's possible, but if not, it's a good on Hornby for doing that. That's cool. And of course there is the metal piece around the back of the cab, which is, I don't know, it's I've got a couple of old Hornby ones that have got that on, but not many, and I think it certainly adds a bit to it. Because it's a fairly minimally detailed cab, it helps to make it look a little bit more realistic, not massively. And the tender's lovely as well. Now I think the coal in this particular tender is slightly better coal than what we're used to from the older Hornby models. It's quite finely detailed, it's not hugely realistic, but it's certainly not bad, and I'd say it's actually better than some of the modern railroad coal. Other than that, you've got a similarly large amount of rivets on the tender, especially on the back, as well as steps, which are consistent on the loco and the tender. But yeah, it's just generally a very well built loco. It's in good condition, mine is, which I'm very pleased about. And of course you've got quite a complicated set of linkage and valve gear on that, on both sides, which makes for a performance when she runs. I will just say, cab detail, I touched on it earlier, there is cab detail there, it isn't painted. Again, you could paint it if you wanted to, but I don't, because I don't trust myself. But you have got quite a big footplate on this loco, which actually does connect with the tender, and it's designed in a way that it doesn't, collide with the tender around curves. But I think that's quite a nice realistic touch, because if you did have a fireman or a driver, you could glue those in there, and you could put them, say, just here. You normally can't put them as far back as that, but in this case you can. Right, well, I hope to have given you a good close look. I really enjoy this loco. You can probably tell I'm quite enthusiastic about this one too. But I will get them, I will get her running, and I did say them because I've got a second one which has been painted, well, I suppose the correct term would be wartime black. It is exactly this model, it is the Sir Dinadan model, but it's been painted black, so I don't know what other King Arthur loco it would be. But it is, as far as I can tell, a very identical loco, as I say, except from the livery, and the tender is blank on that one. But yeah, let's get them both running. It's perfect that I've got two of them, so let's get on with it. Well, here she is down on the tracks anyway. Now, I did forget to mention that she's quite a glossy little loco, so I'm not sure how she's going to do in the lights. I mean, she's alright now because I've set it up, but when she's going round, if there's any glare coming off her, I'm sorry. But yeah, she is very shiny, and I thought that's something I'd better mention. I'll also introduce you to the other King Arthur loco. I'm not sure what we're going to call him. I suppose I could call him Paul or something like that, because he's not got a name written on him. But yeah, she's painted in black. It's quite a weird black. It shows up as almost purpley black on the cameras, but it's very matte, so it's completely the opposite of Sir Dinadan here. Yeah, it's very, very matte. It seems to be, it almost looks weathered. It's so, it's like a dirty black in a way. And anyway, she's coupled up to 5 LMS coaches, which is about the limit. She will wheel slip a little bit, when we start her going, but that is a manageable load for her. As for old 795, Sir Dinadan, she's going to be pulling 4 of the older teak coaches, because I believe they're around at about the same time as the loco. So, back in the 70s or 80s, you could probably have seen her pulling something like this. Anyway, you'll notice I've parked her up just behind a point, intentionally this time, because she's an excellent runner. She's only got 6 pickups, well, less if you don't count the centre 2, yeah, she won't stall on the point, and I'm really hoping she won't now, because I've said she won't, so she probably will. You know how it works. But normally she's very, very good over points, and I'm hopefully going to demonstrate that today. But yeah, let's get on with the coupling and see how it works. Right, here we go. Let's give her a try. She hasn't stalled. I know it looks like she did, but she just slowed down. I didn't touch her. Right, so there she is. She's all coupled up now, and she's ready to start. So I think we'll start her off with a little bit of a crawl, and then I'll speed her up once she's out of shot. Ready, and forwards. She's a very, very good runner. There we go. And that's not with a recharged magnet either. Right, and now let's get the black one going. I don't know if she's quite as good a runner, but she's certainly very, very good. So yeah, let's get them both going together. Yeah, tiny bit of wheel slip, nothing serious. So up to about half speed, and now let's watch them go. I'm sorry about the squeaking, by the way. It always comes back when I'm filming and goes when I'm not. Okay, well there you go everybody, that is the 2 King Arthur locos, Sir Dinadan and the nameless black version. I hope you enjoyed seeing those anyway. I think that should just about do it anyway guys, so if you like the video please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you'd like more go and check out the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/samstrains. But until next time everybody, I hope you all have a very nice week and I will catch you all very soon. Alright, cheers everybody.